Hey everyone, it's Laura. Welcome back. Today I thought we'd do a color and chat out of Color by Colors Spring. I considered doing color and chat out of a Maria Troll book, but I just don't have the motivation to color, like really color. So I thought color by number or color by color would be a good option. So we're gonna do this page right here with the Lily of the Valley, I guess. Or yeah, I think that's what these are called. So let's start with the flowers. How are you guys doing? Let's zoom in a little bit. Feels like the week went by pretty fast. It's Thursday as I'm filming this. I got to listen to a live concert. I think it was last night. Yeah, last night. Sorry, excuse me. I live near a I won't say what it's called, but a concert venue thing. And throughout the spring and I guess into the summer, I'm not exactly sure what the schedule is. There's live music, or I think there might be some comedy acts too. But for the most part, it's music. And there's some pretty big names that show up. Excuse me. So it's pretty cool, and I've never been to it. I don't think I do well with my anxiety and stuff, like with all the loud noise and all the people and everything. I just don't think I'd do well. So it's not something I'm really interested in doing. But although there have been some really cool bands, like, or some artists that I would have liked to have seen, like Lindsey Sterling, the violinist. She was there just several years back, and I really wish I could have gone to see her. But occasionally, depending on the wind, we're close enough to where we can hear it. And last night, we could hear it quite well. I could even hear it inside my house a little bit, enough to know that there was like a party going on somewhere, but I couldn't identify what it was. And then I remembered it was at this concert venue, and it was a I don't know what the band was called, but it was an electronic band or artist, and it so there was quite the beat to it, but I thought it was really fun. You know, it's not my preferred kind of music, but I thought it was pretty fun. I went outside a few times just to listen, because occasionally it would, you know, depending on which direction the wind was coming from, it would get a little louder, then it would get a little quieter. So I had a pretty good time. Right now I'm working in Johanna Basford's Worlds of Wonder. I'll show you. I made this, oh, hang on. I made this into a double page spread. Get some more light in here. It's kind of inspired by somebody that I follow on Instagram. I can't remember their name off the top of my head, but they did purple, and I thought like purple and orange would be really cool, so I'm working on that. I need to do the leaves next. Okay. Let's finish this. Let's go ahead and zoom you back in on a little bit. The only problem with zooming you in is that I have trouble seeing where I am. Go through phases of wanting to color with markers and then wanting to color with pencils. Does anybody else do that? I'm gonna turn this. For a while, all my coloring pages were markers, and now that Worlds of Wonder page, I just kind of felt like doing pencils. I'm using Arteza pencils for those, and I'm really enjoying them. I really wish I had the full set. I only have the 72 set. I don't know why I did that. I don't think I knew there was a bigger set. So one day, they're a little on the pricey side. I mean, certainly nothing like Prismacolor or Polychromos or anything, but considering I already have the 72 set, I feel like I should probably use up more of them, maybe. Maybe, we'll see. This marker's running a little dry. It's fine, I have backups. I have many backups for these markers at this point. I went a little overboard. My anxiety got the best of me. They're hard to find right now. So I bought all the ones I could find. So we might need to switch markers in a minute, but there's only a few spaces left, so let's see if we can at least finish these before having to switch markers. I like trying to get as much out of the marker as I possibly can. It's drying up. I think I've mentioned this to you before. I play a game called Second Life. I don't know if any of you have heard of that or play games or anything like that. But I'm in this event called Fantasy Fair, and it's a huge, massive event. It's probably one of the biggest events of the year, and it there we go. And it benefits Relay for Life, the American Cancer Association. So I've got a bunch of items out for donation, and people buy the items, and the money goes from my account straight to a Relay for Life account, and then that gets donated when the event is over. So it's for a great cause. Let's see. Let's do the stems. Is that the right color? Yeah. I made a bunch of stuff to sell, and I think it'll go well. And of course, half the fun of, I mean, it's fun being part of the event, like having my store there, but it's also really fun just going around and shopping and supporting other creators. And so I'm enjoying it so far. It just started today. Don't want to ramble on about it too much because I know most of you probably don't know what I'm talking about. And that's no fun. Okay. I'm kind of having I don't want to talk about it too much because I don't want to like bring down the vibe of the video, but I'm kind of having a rough mental health week. Just a rough time in general, I don't know. Kind of depressed. Okay, let's do the leaves and these little tufts of grass. Kind of anxious. I had some appointments this week, and that always makes me more anxious in general. One was a doctor's appointment, and one was a dental appointment to get a crown put in, which I was happy about, because I've had a temporary in for like 3 weeks and it keeps falling out. So I keep gluing it back in place, and I can't chew on that side of my mouth either. So I was okay with going. It just makes me anxious. But I'm probably gonna have to go back again because now it hurts. Like the crown, my tooth doesn't hurt, but it hurts to chew on that side of my mouth now. So something isn't quite right with the crown, or it's not, not that it's not positioned right, but it's like, the bite isn't quite right or something. So it's getting kind of late today to call, and they're closed tomorrow, so I'll have to wait until next week and call and just not chew on that side of my mouth again. I chose this page because it was kind of rainbowy and seemed like fun. It uses a lot of colors, the basic rainbow colors. Then I've got two appointments next week. And the appointments this week were early, which I don't do early very well. As I've said before, I'm disabled, so I don't work. And my sleep schedule is such a way that I wake up at 9 and eat my breakfast and take my pills, and then I kind of doze back and forth until like 11. And that gets me enough sleep for the day, for the night. Going with this green. I have so much trouble matching these colors. It's kind of sad. Okay, let's start over here. So I know it's kind of waste of the morning, but it's just how I function, I guess. And I do well with that schedule. But it makes it difficult to have appointments in the morning, because I have to set an alarm and get up early, and then I'm short on sleep because I have insomnia and I can't get to sleep any earlier than I do. So these appointments were like at 9 o'clock or something, and it just made for a couple difficult days. Next week's appointments are later in the day. One is at like 4 o'clock, which is kind of late for me. I do better earlier in the day. And the other one is like 11:30, which is really perfect for me. I know most people use alcohol markers in these coloring books. I think I've seen some people use water-based markers in them. Like I've mentioned before, I use alcohol markers pretty sparingly. The alcohol kind of triggers my asthma a little bit. So I do have a set, but I just don't use it very often. You know, I bought it and then found out that it kind of bothers me. I have a set of these big marking markers, the fine point ones. I use those sometimes in mandalas, but just, you know, for small areas. Okay. Well, I'm gonna switch markers and go to the light green so I can get those out of the way, because I'm having trouble differentiating. This light green looks nothing like this one. This isn't my normal green palette. I usually use a lighter one, different colors. But I decided to go this way this time, and it turns out the other way really looks better. Still feeding that stray cat. It comes in every night. Oh, neighborhood cat. I shouldn't call it a stray. It might have a home. It might just like the buffet here. Last night, though, it had to wait to get its food, which I felt really bad about, but my aunt's cat took up residence on my bed. Which I don't mind the cat. I love cats. I love all cats. But he's kind of a bully. And my cat, he's been quite the bully. He was quite the bully to my cat when we first moved here. He's laid off of my cat quite a bit. My cat's still pretty scared of him. They put up with each other. They both invade each other's houses. So it's not, they're doing okay. It's just kind of a tumultuous relationship. But that cat was on my bed last night, which means that my cat really doesn't like to come in or doesn't like to stay in. He'll come in and eat and get water and stuff, but he ended up sleeping on the sofa last night instead of my bed because the other cat was on my bed. And I could have kicked him out, but he would have come right back. So I didn't even bother. But Kitty, I call this neighborhood cat Kitty because I don't know what its name is. I don't know what its gender is. I just call it Kitty. Kitty came in once earlier on in the evening when I was here and got food. So I know it already had food once. And then it came back later when my aunt's cat was on my bed. And my aunt's cat does not like this other cat. He is very territorial and clearly thinks that any space he's in is his property, including my bedroom. So every time this other cat would come in to eat, my aunt's cat would growl and hiss at it. So I kept scaring off the other cat because I was afraid there was going to be some kind of altercation. And I didn't have anything like a spray bottle with me to spray my aunt's cat with, so I just kept poking it with my foot. I'm hoping it came in again later and finished getting its dinner. Okay, let's go back to this mid-green. It was just a busy cat night. Cat was gone when I woke up, so I don't know if he stayed the whole night or not. My cat slept on the sofa, so which is fine. I have a blanket there for him. It's a squishy sofa. He's the only one who uses it. I don't really ever have guests in my house, so there's a big stuffed animal, one of those squishmallows. It's a giant squishmallow of an orange cat that looks like my cat on one side of the sofa, and on the other side of the sofa it's a love seat. The other side of the sofa has a blanket that I crocheted, folded up a few times so that he can sleep there. You know, makes it extra squishy for him, and then it kind of protects the sofa and keeps it clean. My cat is so dirty. He's an outside cat, and he's just a dirty cat. There's always a spot on my bed whenever I make the bed, like where the cat was, like a dirty spot on my quilt. So when I wash the quilt, which I have to do pretty often because of him, and I use a stain stick on the dirty spot, and that gets it out and everything. But he's just a dirty thing. He likes to roll around on the concrete and in the dirt. And how long have we been doing this? I can't see, sorry. I have to move this a second. 26 minutes. We're good. Where was I? Over here. But he loves being outside. Like, he is in his element outside. I don't know if I've said this before. He was a bit feral when we got him. He was a rescue cat. The story was someone had dropped him off at this rescue half frozen as a kitten. And then he had been adopted once and returned as a kitten. So we adopted him as a kitten, like 4 months old. So in his short life, he had been, rescued from freezing, adopted and returned. I guess he was terrorizing their dog, which, knowing him now, I think is kind of funny. He was kind of a chaotic kitten. I mean, all kittens are kind of chaotic, but he was just extra chaotic. Wouldn't let us pet him for a long time. Oops, I missed a green. Or if he wanted a pet, he wanted one pet and then he had to go do something else. And pretty hyper cat. He's more mellow now. I mean, he's still got a lot of energy. We were trying to figure it out the other day. We're pretty sure he's like 11, which makes me so sad. I hope he lives a lot longer. I don't know why our cats tend to live to be about 15, so that makes me sad that I might not have, a lot longer with him. He's my best friend. Oh, hang on, I gotta move this again, guys. Sorry, I can't quite see where I am. There we go. He's gone now. He was on the sofa still this morning. And when I came back this afternoon, he was still there, but oh, what color is that? I'm gonna say that's yellow. He spends most of his day, if he's not sleeping in here, he spends most of his day outside. I don't know what he does. For all I know, he might just be sleeping somewhere outside. Okay, we're gonna do the border around here. It's pretty nice weather today, a little on the cool side. It's supposed to rain tonight into tomorrow morning. Maybe like 1/4 of an inch or under 1/4 of an inch. It's really nice because we're in a drought and we need the rain. I don't really like the rain. I don't like being wet. So as long as it stops before I have an appointment tomorrow that I need to go to. It's supposed to be a little warmer tomorrow and then warmer over the weekend even more. Hoping we get to go to the beach this weekend. Maybe Sunday. I'm gonna have to turn this. Back to mental health talk. I take a lot of medications for my mental health, and back this way. For the most part, I mean, they do help considerably. But I don't feel like, I don't feel like they're not doing enough, or I'm not, maybe they could be working better. It's difficult to say because I go through periods where I'm doing better than other times, and right now I'm just not doing well. So at some point I might look into changing medications or trying some different ones. But that in and of itself is kind of like playing with fire, because if they don't work for me, then my mental health will get worse until I'm back on the original medications. So it's just a difficult balance. We probably won't finish this picture today, and I probably won't continue it on another stream, just because for the most part you get the gist of what the coloring page is going to look like. But I will show the finished picture on my Instagram. Okay, one more piece of this color. Okay, there's the border done. Let's go ahead and finish this dark blue, and then maybe call it good. All that's left will be the background. Oh, this blue matches pretty well. It's kind of windy outside, I can hear it. I can also hear somebody taking their trash cans out. I don't know if you can hear that or not. Okay, up to the top, turn the page again, or the book. I have wind chimes outside of my house over here, so I can hear when it's windy. So I've only got one window in my living room, and it's not really facing any trees, so I don't really get a good look otherwise when it's windy. But I can hear it. Okay. I guess that's about it. I mean, all that's left is the background. Yeah. So I'll finish that off camera because we're already at about 40 minutes. So I don't want to make this too long. So thanks for joining me. I hope it wasn't too boring listening to me ramble on about my cat, because I think that's what I spent most of this video talking about. But that's okay. Hope everybody is having a great day, a great week. Hope you're looking forward to the weekend, and I will see you again. I think, let me get the book out. I think, wait, is it this book? No, I think it's this book. think next week we're going to work on this double page spread in Twilight Garden. It's the one I keep putting off because it's kind of tedious because I chose to use a combination of markers and Inktense. So it's just taking a while. And when things take a while, I tend to lose interest, and so I need to just buckle down and do it because it's a cute page. Okay, so I will see you all again next week, or maybe before next week if I want to work on that page sooner. But for now, bye.